Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. This time is of the Kotobukiya 112 scale Megaman max power armor, so let's get started. This is a model kit, not an action figure, but I'm reviewing it because it is really cool and I wanted to talk about it. So there's going to be some things here because this is a model kit and not an action figure. So one of the things you guys need to understand is that parts are going to fall off because all I did was straight build it and then get to it so I can show you guys what it's like. I didn't fix it up, I didn't mod anything, and that will be probably done way later when I have the free time to. So when stuff falls apart, just know that it's supposed to. So yeah, anyway, let's get started with this fragile but excellent piece. Now, this guy looks absolutely fantastic as a straight build, but one of those things that is gonna bother someone is that people are gonna think that it's very difficult. Now, I haven't built in a while and it still only took me a couple of hours, and I cut some corners and I still was able to really enjoy how this guy came out, right? Plain old simple model kit, and it's sturdy and strong on its own. Nothing really falls out or apart right now, and that's something you normally would worry about, especially when something is bottom heavy or top heavy. This guy has really big legs, and they're not hollow, so there's a lot of weight to him, but the legs actually hold pretty strongly, at least on my kit. So, in any case, this is a really nice, strong-looking Megaman kit, even straight built out the box. Now, let's talk about our articulation. Our head can go up, our head can go down, and as you can see, their chin is going to be in a way. We can actually still tilt side to side as well, too. And we can rotate left and right, so we have all our good poses up. Our shoulders actually move on a nice ball joint, which I think it's very nice of them to add that. So even as a model kit, you still get that nice action figure articulation. It has a small butterfly joint as well, allow you to get those arms to go forward. We have a bicep swivel, and we have a singular joint that rotates up. It's not double jointed. And because it's a model kit, it is pegged. But the ball joint actually gives you a little bit of room for articulation, as you can see here, which is very nice. So with that being said, we're going to move to the upper torso, and then we have a nice groove that rotates around. So if you want to, wind your body up, here you go. We have a nice forward articulation for the head that gives you a little bit of room when you're doing any type of forward stance, and then backwards as well. It goes a little deeper backwards. And that's because they give you this cut in the back. There's a nice groove in there. And you'll see that when you're building the kit. Now, as far as the legs go, our legs actually rotate forward. And they have drop down method where you can go backwards as well. And then we have our leg joint for articulation. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky and you gotta be a little careful. As you can see, mine is poking out a little bit. So I have to fix my leg here. It doesn't stay closed, and that's because, again, I quick build it like a jerk, and I shouldn't have. Our kneecap can also rotate left and right. And then we have our toe pivot. And our toe pivot is actually on a crazy joint here. And mine actually gets a little funky, so I'm going to take that out and show you, because my leg joint is actually really, really strong, a little too strong. And I got to loosen this up a bit because this is actually very strong, to the point where it's having trouble, like, moving around. So yeah, I want to show you this joint here. You plug in and actually see here, you're gonna get that ankle pivot and it plugs back in here, but mine is just so strong, like it was having some trouble. So you can see you can get the forward and backwards, you can tilt left and right, and you can move the joint to come outward a little bit. And that's how I got mine to stand up a little bit higher. And this is actually how you can gain some height on your kit as well. As you can see here, I lowered it so you can gain some height, but there's going to be that gap there. So now that we have all of that and we have our look, I wish to talk about what does he come with. Now, this Mega Man is actually pretty nice. For a max armor, you're actually going to get some nice stuff. I use the clear red parts, but it does come with some normal red parts as well. But I very much like the clear red parts, so I kept those on. And you're going to get that for the headlight and these two side pieces here for the red, as well as the side of the helmet. You can either get, let me rotate that arm around. So either for the side of the helmet here, that's actually a clear red part in there. So you can either choose to use that or those normal red pieces. But Mega Man actually shapes up look-wise to be really, really good. And he poses up pretty well for a model kit, which I like that we're getting more and more of that. Now, the accessories that Mega Man comes with is actually pretty cool. So you're gonna get 3 faceplates, one being the normal faceplate. Then you're gonna get this faceplate here that has the, I don't know how you say it, kind of a smirk of some, no, not a smirk, but a scowl. That's the word. And the faceplates are easy to remove. You lift upward once you take the head off, which is popping it off. And then you get an open yelling mouth. There is a clear red piece that's gonna go behind this part. Because I dropped the headpiece, I also lost that. So I'm definitely gonna have to get another one, not replacement. So I'm probably gonna have to buy another kit for that. But overall, this piece is also really good too. Then you're going to get hand parts. As you can see, I have one crossed hand here and I have a closed fist. And that's because originally I wanted to do this so Megaman could do it to him. And that's actually one of those things I really, really enjoy, making Megaman do it to him, right? You're also gonna get two of each hand. So you get this one to match that. You get a closed fist to match the other side. You'll get two open more action palms. Then you're going to get the beam saber holding hands. Then you're gonna get a beam saber. If you have any of the modeling support good stuff, you can actually place one of the pieces in a replacement part that they're gonna give you and make it light up for the LED part, which is really dope. Next up, we have the Buster part. It's X Buster, Max Buster. It's a clear green part in there. It's gonna be really nice. And to do that, all you're going to do is you're gonna just take the arm off, not the whole arm, but you're gonna just wiggle it out, keep this arm piece, just plug it in, and then just plug right back on. Voila. Now you have your X Buster as well too. All in all, I think this is a solid piece. It was very simple to build and actually a lot of fun. I think the only complication I really had was on the Buster. Some parts would not actually go in properly, and that could have just been me. You know, it could have, I could be stupid, but or I could have been sleepy, one or the other. But overall, this kit is very nice, and I'm gonna size him up so you guys can see what he looks like with some of the other things that we have going on. Now, I don't have my D-Arts Megaman anymore, but I do have my Sentinel 4-inch nail Megaman, and I do have my True Force Sentinel Megaman as well. So size-wise with Megamans, I think he is actually a very good in-between, where the True Force may have been too big to go with other guys, but it looks fantastic, and the 4-inch nail doesn't really go with anything else but the other 4-inch nail stuff. So, with that being said, we can, however, hook him up and see what it looks like with some other lines. So, if you're gonna get your Marvel vs. Capcom stuff on, here he is next to a Marvel Legends size Spider-Man. Not bigger than Spider-Man, but definitely close enough to a smaller height. Here he is with an SHF Ryu, which I think these guys actually, this is a proper height for him. Here he is with a Marvel Legends Super Skrull, and I chose because there's different sizes for these guys, and I just want to see how this guy stacks up. Next up, we have a Mafex Deadpool. And as you can see, Mega Man's still smaller than all these guys, but he still kind of stacks up in that right height with these versions of all of these guys. Next up, we're gonna do some other stuff, just so you can see what it looks like next to other stuff. Here he is with an articulated Icon Zinja. Here he is next to an SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kuga. So he's very close in scale with most of the Japanese stuff. I didn't want to forget my boy Dante from 1000 Toys, who's now leaning over. And then we have a 1000 Toys Synthetic Carb. I don't know why Dante's leaning over, but let's fix that very quickly. All right. Next up, we're going to do a Mythic Legions. And then we're also going to do a Lightning Collection Power Ranger. So here's a Lightning Collection SPD Red Ranger. Here is a Mythic Legions Orc with an Old Boy custom head. So as usual, I really enjoyed this kit. I actually had a ton of fun. So Koto, if you're watching, I'm glad you guys are doing Zero, but I think you guys should definitely do Vile next, or definitely, do some bad guys. I would definitely not be against that at all. So I had a lot of fun with this. Oh, and one more thing I want to add as I do this before I go. I also have the normal Mega Man, but I've yet to build it. But I did take the time to build his Buster parts. So Buster parts wise, these actually work really well with this Mega Man as well. And they look really good. And if you want the supercharged shot, you have to buy the hyperchip version of the Max Armor. And this is also from the normal X as a charge shot. So keep this in mind. I'm going to review this when I review the normal Mega Man, because I'm going to get around to that eventually. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. In the meantime, guys, do what you do. Be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.